All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have some exciting slash frustrating news. Now, I know that's a weird starter, but the thing is, the exciting part, we have the PS5 Pro announced. We got to see some details that are honestly exciting, but then we have the frustrating part, which is the part everyone's pretty much talking about, and that is the price. That is the lack of a disk drive, and that is a lack of a vertical stand. We're gonna get into all of that, so let's get into a couple of details here. We have PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR. Get super sharp image clarity on your 4K TV using AI. Then we have optimized console performance, reach higher and more consistent frame rates for silky smooth gameplay. All of this is honestly expected. Advanced ray tracing. Again, something that I at least was expecting to be improved on was just basically everything they have, but kind of like the PS4 Pro, right? Where it's everything they have and then they just go one up. Not from a PS4 to a PS5, a PS3 to a PS4. It's just one upping, kind of like a stage, like a Super Saiyan to a Super Saiyan 2. Basically what I'm trying to say is they're just improving on what they already have, not introducing anything revolutionary. One thing I do appreciate at the very least is 2 terabytes of storage. That is a problem that I have on my PS5, which is why I was so certain I was going to get a PlayStation 5 Pro, was because of memory. You can't carry many games. And games like 2K are like 180 gigabytes. Games like Mortal Kombat, 180 gigabytes. Games like Baldur's Gate 3, 100 plus gigabytes. Call of Duty, same thing, a ton of gigabytes. So the memory storage at 2 terabytes is nice. Next level online wireless connectivity. PS5 Pro supports enhanced wireless internet capabilities with more usable bandwidth to increase transfer speeds. PS5 Pro game boost and backwards compatibility. PS5 Pro console can play over 8,500 PS4 games. Again, expected. Spectacular visuals at lightning speed. Ultra high speed solid state drive, integrated I/O, vibrant colors and crisp 4K graphics. But this is where things go wrong. So there's this tweet that I really appreciate by Jeff, who is the creator of Summer Games and is the host of the Video Game Awards. Here are inflation adjusted prices for mainline PlayStation consoles since launch. So obviously at launch, the PS2 I believe was like $200. But with using inflation for today, that'd be $546. So looking at all the consoles and looking at the prices of that, we are going to be getting an inflation adjusted price. So looking at the PS1, it's $611, which is insane. PS2, $546. Honestly, that is really, really good. PS3, $778. Huge overpriced for the PS3 at the time of its release in 2006. PS4, $538. Phenomenal price. PS4 Pro, $522. Phenomenal price. PS5, $606. It's up there, but you can at least appreciate that it comes, assuming that this is for the standard, the one with the disk drive, you can appreciate that. PS5 Pro, $699. The biggest problem with this is, again, there is no disk drive on top of why is it already $700 on top of, do you really have to sell the vertical stand separately? Now that's a slight thing. That's a little thing that, you know, we can talk about and be like, okay, it's only going to be what, $30. It's not the end of the world, but it's the little things, dude. It's the freaking little things. It's just a sign of absolute greed. And that's where frustration comes in for the fans. And even if you're making 100K plus a year, you're satisfied. It's the little things like that that might irk you. Like, really? It's only $30, but why are you going to sell it separately when we're already paying for a console that doesn't even come with the disc drive at $700, $200 more than the PS5? And now getting a lot of fan reactions, which I believe is a big deal because I never want it to be just about what I think or what I say. I like to get other people's input on this. So we're on Reddit PlayStation 5, a subreddit literally about everything PlayStation 5, all news, all games, all people like me who are just fans of this console. This is where you're going to go. Welcome to PlayStation 5 Pro, the most visually impressive way to play games on PlayStation. So we go to the top comments, and there's just let me zoom in. There's just a lot of disappointed people, to say the least. But we're gonna sort this out. Read some of these opinions, and you guys can create some for your own. I traded in my PS4 immediately after 4 Pro launch. Paid an extra $100, but that was okay. I was ready to do the same, even if I had to pay an extra $200 this time. $700 and no disc drive. What a joke, I'm out. Just include the disc drive, even if it was at $700. Again, it's the little things, man. Or I guess that one's not a little thing, to be honest with you. That's definitely not a little thing. Vertical stand sold separately. That's a little thing. And greedy Sony era well and truly underway. This is why console competition needs to exist. $699.99 and you're showing me PS4 games. Hard pass. I'll stick to performance mode until PS6. I don't have a problem with them showing PS4 games. Personally, I think the biggest problem in it of itself is if you're gonna charge $700, include the disc drive, include the goddamn vertical stand. If you charge $600, then I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal if I have to pay extra for the disc drive and vertical stand. But it's like, bro, thank you, Sony, for forcing me to be responsible with my money. And that's the most frustrating thing above all else, is I was mentally so set on buying the PS5 Pro. Me in conversations with my cousins, I always say, once I get the PS5 Pro, my brother's gonna get the PS5, we can run some Baldur's Gate. Because right now my younger brother has a PS4, so we can't play Baldur's Gate. But I believe Baldur's Gate's only a PS5 or next gen console game only. The point is, dude, I was so set in stone on getting this, and the fact that your release makes me even believe I'm not gonna get it anymore is just sad. I think that's just sad. Arrogant 2006 Sony is back on the menu. By arrogant 2006, they mean, again, if you look at the PS3 prices with inflation adjusted, $778. That's the arrogance right there. Boom. This is exactly why I do not cheer for Xbox downfall. This is what less competition in the space looks like. These companies are not your friends and will screw you over at the first chance they get. $700, no disc drive, vertical stand sold separately. Gotta make that Concord money somehow. Yeah. Ugh, it's just terrible. I'll go through a couple more of these, but I'm just so disappointed. Okay, let's click on this picture. Looking at the side-by-side comparisons of the PS5 and the $700 PS5 Pro. Visually, in terms of the actual console itself, it's just the stripes. But if we're talking about actual comparisons with in-game, I think it's a solid improvement. Truly, I do believe that. Just with the fact that you don't even have to choose between performance mode or graphics mode, it's just both. That to me is already a pretty big deal. On top of the 2 terabytes, which is another big deal. I like those upgrades. I just don't like, all in all, how they're going about putting this out. The release of it all is just, to me, so unfortunate. So unfortunate. And they're also charging separately for the vertical stand. That is also irking people a lot right here. Separately for the vertical stand. So I got to buy the PS5 Pro, a disc drive, and a vertical stand to get that setup that I currently have on my regular PS5. Obviously, your regular PS5 can't do what the PS5 Pro does, but this right here it's a killer on top of the price already. Again, if they charge $600 without the disc drive and vertical stand, I think this wouldn't really be much of a conversation. It's the fact that they charge $700 without these really basic features, if you ask me. When they released the PS5 Pro originally, I bought the standard edition, not the digital, the standard, because I knew there was going to be disc that needed to be put in. So if you're going to release this without a disc drive, to me is just... And I think this is the biggest deal right here. I love this comment because it does sum up a lot of what's going on. I was ready to pre-order since I have a digital PS5. I thought, oh well, it will be an upgrade and I have a disc drive and I can buy some physical games. $700 for a digital PS5 Pro is absolutely insane. My eyes aren't even able to see tiny details in the background of a crowd in the game I'm playing on my TV anyways. I think that's a lot of people. A lot of people don't even notice some of these things. Now, some people will, for sure, right? Because they play games so much, they love attention to detail. But the casual gaming crowd isn't going to notice that. Now, you can argue that the PS5 Pro isn't for the casual gaming crowd. But my rebuttal to that is, why not? Why wouldn't you make it for the casual gaming crowd? We want everyone to be up to date on the latest technology. And then let's say you charge $600 without the disk drive and without the vertical stand. I think that there'd be a lot of people who are like way more understanding about it. You want casual gamers to be able to get their hands on this stuff. You want competitive gamers to be able to get their hands on this stuff. PlayStation is supposed to be for everyone. And you have now, in a way, blocked off a lot of the casual audience from even wanting to go this direction, which to me is just wow. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that go into making this decision. A lot of people that crunch the numbers, a lot of people that do the math, way ahead of me in terms of industry knowledge. So without question, they foresaw some sort of outcry. Without question, they had to have foreseen that. I just don't get it. Like, where along the way do you think that that's just the right move? And again, they're running the numbers, not me. All in all, I'm pretty surprised about the direction they went with this in terms of pricing and overall just being greedy. So let me know what you guys think. You guys clearly understand my thoughts, and I'm leaning towards not buying this anymore unless something changes, but I really doubt that's going to happen. So it is what it is. Unless I sell my PS5, I can't foresee myself buying a PS5 Pro. I think that's actually the only way I would buy a PS5 Pro is if I sold my PS5. Because the upgrades are nice, if you ask me. Again, though, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm pretty frustrated. As always, though, feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help with the channel. This is All Even Different. And we out.